Yeah, this is me in the sanctuary. I'm all good.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol hanshama techalel ya, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama techalel ya, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol hanshama techalel ya, hallelujah, hallelujah. Kol hanshama techalel ya, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dusty Class. I'm one of the rabbis here at Temple Beth El. Patty is joining us to make the service a little more beautiful. And you may recognize the young woman to my left, your right. She'll be joining us in just a moment and will be leading our service. A couple of announcements. First of all, the family has asked that everyone actually be masked while in the sanctuary during services today. So if you have a mask, we are asking that everyone wear it. We've got some tiny humans and some immunocompromised folks that we want to make sure are as safe as possible. We also, as you will hear, are at the tail end of our Tot Shabbat celebration, and they've been celebrating Purim, so they're even more excited than usual. So you may hear the dulcet tones of some 0 to 5-year-olds and their families in the room next to us just for the next few minutes. All of the prayers that we are praying today will be projected on the screens above me to the right and left. If you're a person who likes a book, and I am, then the books are also underneath each of your individual seats. So if you would like to have a book or if you'd like to explore as we are moving through the service, you're welcome to take out one of the books, and the page number for where we are in this very big book will be on the bottom right hand of the screen as we move through the service. And I say this because when Vika joins us on the Bima in just a moment, she has prepared to lead us in prayer. But in order to lead people in prayer, there have to be people willing to join in the prayer, right? Yeah, exactly. So, your role is to do as she says and join her, and you'll notice she's got some ups and downs that you'll have to pay attention to as well. And her role is to make sure we move from point A to point B and get some prayer time in together. And so without further ado, I invite Vika to join us on the Bima, and I invite us all to rise for the words of Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorah, Baruch Adonai HaMevorah, Le'olam Va'ed. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. We spoke and we wrote, we reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us, as we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Maluvto Leolam Va'ed. Ahavta et Adonai Elohecha בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובביתך ותראה ובשובך ובקומך ובשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך ובטאטם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוציא אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. We continue on page 239. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred ways. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi hamocha nedar b'kodesh, norah tehilot, osefele shira chadasha shivechu geulim לשמך שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והימנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צאו ישראל קומה בארץ ישראל ופדכם נוחה יהודה ישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Adonai sefetai tifta ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagador, Hagibor v'Chanara, El Elyon, Bomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh, V'Zocher Hasdei Avot V'Imachot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'Nechem, Leman Shimo B'Chavaha, Mele User Umashina Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham V'Srat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Avtorah Le'oshia, Mashiv Harua Umarit Hagashem, Mehokel Hayim Behesed, Mechaye Hakol Berahamim Rabim, Somen Nofelim Ve'ofei Holim, Umati Asarim, Umekayem Memuna Nato Lishene Afar Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot Umido Mela Melech Memit Unachayem Umat Mia Yeshua V'ne'eman Hata L'hayot Hakol Baruch Ata Adonai Mechaye Hakol
Nekadesh et Shimcha ba'olam Keshem shemakdishim oto b'shmei marom Kakatuv al yad neviecha V'kara ze'el ze ve'amar
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Sefaot, Melo Kol Haaretz, Kevodo.
Adir, Adirenu Adonai, Adonenu ma'adir Shimcha b'chol haaretz
Baruch Kivod Adonai, Minkamo.
Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshienu, v'hu Yashmienu, b'rachamav le'enei chol chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem,
Nimlo Adonai Leolam, Elochai Etzion, Ledor Vador, Hallelujah.
Ledor vador nagid god lecha, ul nitzach nitzachim kedushatcha nakdish, v'shivchacha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush, leolam va'ed.
Baruch Ata Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. To all generations we will declare your greatness, and for all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We now take time for silent prayer.
Uyase shalom, uyase shalom, uyase shalom, Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Be Roma. Oh, say shalom. Be Roma.
In just a few moments, we will open this ark that is behind me, and you'll see 4 beautiful Torah scrolls. And we'll take one of those Torah scrolls out of the ark, and Vika, you will hold it in your hands, and then you will teach us about what's inside of that Torah, and then you'll chant from that Torah. And the word Torah means instruction or teaching. And the Torah scroll has words in it that give us a lot of rules about what to do and what not to do. It is a teaching. But our Torah is also the origin story of the Jewish people. It is also the very beginnings of how we became who we are today. And Vika is wearing a talit that her grandfather received at his bar mitzvah. And that talit was given to him by his father. And there's something so beautiful and so meaningful about the chain of tradition that passes from one generation to the next generation, all the way from Abraham Avinu, Abraham our father, all the way to Vika, our daughter, as it were. And what's about to happen is that all of you get to be witness to that chain of tradition. And all of us, in addition to this big T Torah, this Torah scroll that has the same words in it, any synagogue you go to in the world, you're going to find the exact same words. But we take that Torah and all of the same words that are in that Torah, and we combine them with what's inside of each of us. And what's inside of each of us, our little T Torah, the stories and memories and pieces of tradition that got us to where we are today, when we combine that little T Torah with this big T Torah, we create our own new story that we pass down to the next generation. And so I'm going to invite those who are speaking or passing the Torah down through the generations to join us on the bima now. So that is Marcy and Karen and Jay and Chloe and Tommy and Jillian and Lori and David and Rachel. Have you come stand right down here in the front. As we open the ark, I invite everyone to rise.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shema. Adonai Agidura, Agidura, Behativeret, Behanesa, Behachod, Ki Hova Shamayim Uvaretz, Hova Shamayim Uvaretz, Adonai Amaha, Be'amid Na'aseh,
The Hebrew name of my Torah portion is Vayikra. It is in the book of Leviticus. The Torah portion takes place in the desert as the Israelites are figuring out how to pray to God for the first time since leaving Egypt. Here is the story of my Torah portion. God speaks to Moses and explains the laws of sacrifice. telling him that when a person commits a crime, they have to bring something of great value to the priest as an offering to God. More importantly, they have to bring an offering even if they didn't do something wrong. Different options exist. The text tells us that ideally a person should bring a ram without blemish, but could also bring 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons if they don't have enough money to bring a ram. Then the priest makes an offering on the person's behalf for the sin of which they're guilty, and the person is forgiven. I like that it says a ram without blemish from a flock because it describes what they are sacrificing in specific detail. The meaning of my Torah portion is to teach us about sacrifice. For me, a sacrifice means giving up something close to you. In Hebrew, the word for sacrifice is connected to the word for closeness. So when the Israelites made sacrifices to God, they were bringing themselves closer to God by giving them something of great value. Today, we don't sacrifice animals, thank goodness, but we do sacrifice our time and our money to each other to bring us closer. And it's not always about giving something away. We also put an extra effort to help other people, even when the results help them but not us. One lesson I learned from my Torah portion is that when you commit a crime, even when it's an accident, you have to pay a price and a sacrifice. That is true now, too. When people commit crimes, they go to jail and have to pay fines. Sometimes, however, people don't get caught or they lawyer up and present a defense that keeps them out of jail. While it may seem like people don't have to pay the price for their crime, they have to live forever with their conscience, remembering what they did was wrong and who they hurt. I appreciate that the Torah teaches you that you have to pay a price even when you did something unintentionally, because it teaches us that even when you didn't mean to hurt someone, you're responsible for the pain you caused and that you can be forgiven for causing that pain. I also like the part in my Torah portion that says the meat shall belong to the priest, like a meal offering. This shows that the priest gets something for making an offering on their behalf of the person who has sinned. I like this because the priests are doing a lot of work for someone who has committed a crime, and it's only fair they get paid. Now that I'm about mitzvah, I can use the meaning of my Torah portion in my regular day-to-day life by knowing about the different types of sacrifice and remembering that even when you commit a crime unintentionally, there will be some form of consequence.
Now that Vika has taught us some Torah, we are going to witness her chanting Torah. And so for the first Aliyah, we call up David Ostro, our cousin. I've got it. One second. Here, you come here. You come here. Here, hold this. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu B'chol Ha'amim V'natah Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Vehiza midom hahatat akir hamlibeya vechanisher bidom yimotze el yasod hamlibeya hatat hu ve'et hasheni yasetola kol mishpat vehiper alav hakohen mechatato asher chata v'nishla lo.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'chaye Olam Natah B'tuchenu Baruch Atah Adonai Notem HaTorah.
Amen. Then, Dave, you're going to come to the other side of the bima, but you're going to stay up here with us. We like to keep the Torah guarded. And now we call up Mom Marcy. Please come join us on the bima. Marcy's been practicing for months.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Okay, that's a little too close.
Ready?
Baruch
Barhu
atah.
et
Oh, where am I?
Barhu
Barhu
et
et Adonai Eloheinu. Okay, okay.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Havarach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim
Amin.
V'natan
Lanu.
Lanu Et Torah Baruch Atah Adonai Notain HaTorah.
Ve'imlo tasigado lishite torim. Oh, lishne v'nei yonam v'hevi et korbano asher chata chaseri tayafa solet v'hatat. Lo yasim alecha shermen v'lo yitain alecha levonecha ki chatat hu. V'chaveya el hakohen v'kamot hakohen mimena menlo kunson et azkarta v'hiktir chansubeya al ishe Adonai chatat hu. V'hiper alav hakohen alav chatato asher chata me'ochot me'ele v'nishla lo. V'chayata lakochen chamencha.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Natan Lanu Torat Emet V'chaye Olam Natan B'tocheinu Baruch Atah Adonai Notain HaTorah. Amen. David, you can take a seat from your guarding, and we will. Oh, we can move me back down. Thank you. We'll move Marcy. Nope, you're coming over here. We got to keep you guarding. Plus, you got to watch your kid chant from the Torah. It's pretty cool. All right, and very rarely, but once in a great while in your life, we get to use your Hebrew name, and this is one of those moments when we officially call you to the Torah as a bat mitzvah for the first time. So, Tamod Malka Bat Braina Habat Mitzvah Aliyah LaTorah.
Baruch et Adonai hamevarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamevarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu Torah. Baruch atah Adonai notain haTorah.
Amen.
Vayidaber Adonai omer shelemor navesh kitimur mal ve'achavtecha bishgaga mikodshei Adonai vechayi et ashamo l'Adonai hayil tamim min chanzon be'erkecha kesef shekalim be'shekel hakodesh le'asham Ve'et hamin shito yonsef Allah v'natan oto lakohen. V'chakohen yichaper Allah v'chehasham v'nishla lo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah imet v'chaye olam nata betocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai notain haTorah.
Amen. All right, you can give her a hug if you want.
If I want.
What kind of big thing just happened? Yeah. So it's worth noting that what it takes to chant from this Torah is a lot. And the amount of Torah you just chanted is a lot. And what's more, sometimes the Torah portion that you get, we have them in these books that you practice in, but then when you get to the actual Torah, does it look entirely different? It looks entirely different, so you have to change what you're seeing all over again. And Vika's Torah portion starts on one line and ends at the top of the next, so you also have to move from one place all the way to the next. So not only did you learn the Hebrew that allowed you to chant Torah, not only did you chant beautifully, not only did you keep finding your place throughout all by yourself, but you did it beautifully. And that takes a lot of strength. And there is a phrase that we use at the conclusion of a Torah chanting when we are especially impressed. We say the words Yasher Koach. So I'm going to have you repeat after me. Yasher
Yasher
Koach.
Koach.
Yasher Koach means may you have strength and may you be strengthened. And our prayer as you complete chanting Torah as a bat mitzvah is that, in fact, you are strengthened by this experience. Let me invite you to take a seat for just a moment. So while we have the Torah out in our midst, we offer blessings for community. And in particular, we offer a blessing for healing. Every single service that we do, we make sure to include a prayer for healing as part of our service. And so I want to give you a moment to take a second to think about the people in your lives who are in need of healing, be that healing of body or mind or spirit, the kind of brokenness you can see in the world or the kind of brokenness that might be a little more hidden. And we'll offer a prayer for all of those people together now.
Mi shebeirach avoteinu mikor havaracha leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mikor habaracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us sing Amen.
We rise to return the Torah to the ark.
La la ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la ya la 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 la.
I want to thank everyone who has come. I appreciate it, and I know not everyone was able to, but I'm glad that you all have, whether you live just down the road or 2,000 miles away. I want to thank my aunt and uncle from California for coming all the way down to Charlotte. Thanks also to my aunt and uncle, cousins and friends from Florida, my cousin from Israel, and my cousins from Pennsylvania, including little baby Miles, for being here. It means so much. First, I want to thank LJ for always being there to scream the Ve'achafta with me, even if it's in a bathtub surrounded by pillows. I also want to thank Leah for all the fun times, good memories, and for always being there for me. Thank you for our 9+ years of friendship and endless amount of sprites. Also for letting us use your bathtub. Thank you to all of my friends for being here and making me laugh. Whether it's at school, soccer, Hebrew school, or camp, you guys always know how to make my day. I love all of our goofy memories and good times. Next, I want to thank my Uncle Evan, Uncle Jay, and Aunt Karen. You've always taken care of me, like getting me all kinds of presents and my own tiny personalized rocking chair, even when you live really far. I also want to thank my Aunt Lori for making sure I always have a blast. Whether that's just car talks, shopping sprees, or candy run, I love our time together. Rachel, Chloe, and Jillian, you guys have been the best cousins I could have ever asked for. You always make me feel loved, and I love our girl time. You always take me to Starbucks and drive me around. I love you. I especially want to thank my grandma Babka, who unfortunately passed away recently. You've always made me feel so special, and I love how close we were. I love how on Saturdays I'd wake up extra early, so excited to go garaging with you, and all the unique things you'd find. I also love how every time we visit each other, you, Marty, and I would wake up every day to go to IHOP and get hot chocolate with extra whipped cream. I love you too. Last but not least, I want to thank my mom. There is so much I want to thank you for, but I'll keep it simple. Thank you for being my role model and my friend and for always inspiring me. Thank you for letting me hijack your shows and for calling me in the morning to wake me up. Thank you for putting so much of your time, effort, and decorating skills into planning today. I also thank you for taking me and my friends places and going to the mall with me. I love you. Mom, please join me on the Brima. I also want to note, I also want to thank my cousin David for always being there for me, if that's hair tips, shopping sprees, and also candy runs. Thank you for always being there. I love you.
Okay. Vika, I don't know where to begin, honey. I know this speech isn't going to truly come close to how I feel about you. I'm so proud of you right now and each and every day. I remember how scared I was when the adoption agency told me they were sending me 3 videos of 3 little girls and I had to pick one that would be my child. They only gave me 2 days to do it. I thought, how on earth am I going to be able to do that? I watched all 3 videos and the last one was you. As soon as I opened it, without even watching it, I knew 100% this is my little girl. You constantly surprise me with your incredible compassion, kindness, drive, and determination. You are beautiful inside and out. You have a heart of gold to match that gorgeous face. I've always been so incredibly proud of you, but over the past 2 or 3 years, it's been so much more. I can't look at your face or your picture on my phone without thinking how truly amazing you are. Every time I look at you, I say to myself, how did I get so lucky? How is this unbelievably kind, smart, caring child mine? It's so much more than pride. You have such a good heart, honey. You are kind to the people that others may not be kind to. You're always thinking about me and how you can make my life easier. You're always trying your hardest, except when it comes to cleaning. The way you've been studying your Hebrew without even being asked has shown me what a determined, strong person you are, and you're great at it. After such a short period of time, you've accomplished so much. I know you can truly be or do anything you put your mind to. I look at you in awe. You're such an inspiration, and I thank my lucky stars each and every day that we're together. You're not only my daughter, but you're also my friend, honey. You make me laugh. You always try to help me. You're a great sister to Bailey and Buka in spirit, and you were the best granddaughter. Babka was always so proud of you. She'd light up every time she talked about you. She felt so much closer to you than just a grandmother. It was a deeper, unconditional love. I think she felt such gratitude because she helped in bringing you to me, that your bond was so much deeper than love. I know you'll continue to be an amazing young woman. I can't wait to see what you've accomplished and become as you grow. I love you very, very, very much. There's not enough fairies in the world.
I'm going to offer the 2 of you a blessing. I'm going to have you come stand right here. We're going to open the ark, so I'm going to invite everyone to rise for this blessing as well. So Vika, we pray not just that you know that you are supported by all these people, but let's take a look at them for a second. There's a lot of people in this room. One of the greatest learnings that I learned from Rabbi Knight is that in any moment like this, there will never be a moment where all of these people, this exact group of people, is in the same place ever again. There's something really special about that. They all came for you. No, I won't be there.
Oh, you're
so
right.
this is the only time. Marcy tried to challenge me, but Rabbi Knight's learning still stands. Thank you. So in a moment like this, where you're surrounded by the people who love you most, from above and beyond and within this space, and surrounded, well, now we'll turn back around, by the teaching that will help you become who you are, this prayer is a prayer that God, that something greater than all of us, will also pay attention and watch over you throughout your life. So I'm going to offer a blessing in English and in Hebrew, and then we will all confirm each of those blessings with the words Kain Yehi Ratzon. So I'm going to have you repeat after me to practice once. Kain Yehi
Yehi
Ratzon.
Ratzon.
All right, ready? Okay. Yerechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Kain Yehi Ratzon. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikunecha. May God shine upon you and may you feel God's radiance. Kain Yehi Ratzon. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God be with you always, in the bathtub singing Ve'ahavta, on the soccer field, and everywhere in between. And may you feel the greatest gift that God can give, the blessing of wholeness, of shlemut, and of shalom, of peace. And we say, Kain Yehi Ratzon. May this be God's will. You guys can take a seat. We remain standing and continue our service with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkenu kachem, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We take a moment in every service to think of and bring to mind and say aloud the names of those who have died at this time and in years past. We've been doing that a little bit already today, and I think we can feel the presence of a few people very strongly in this space right now. We want to also call to mind those our congregation is remembering, and if you're here to remember your yahrzeit today, I invite you to rise as your name is called. We're in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for Joshua Emil Blyer, Robert J. Gentile, Harriet Honey Kreidel, and Mona A. Lieberman. And we remember on their yahrzeit Leo Aft, Lena Babenko, Marilyn Bergman, Pearl Bernstein, Dorothy Biederman, Erwin Bogorad, Robert Sharon, Saul Cohen, John Darker, Herbert Drucker, Pauline Dworkin, Celia Feldman, Martin Fisher, Ellie Frankel, Abraham Galender, Pearl C. Gold, Howard Samuel Goldstein, Ronnie Goldstein, Dorothy Gordon, Archie Grossman, Jack Hambury, Max Herman, Alvin S. Horowitz, Sadie Josephs, Myra Kennerek, Mark Katz, Irene Kosowitz, Stuart Larrick, Anita Lerner, Howard Levine, Julius Levine, Sam Lewis, Elsie Liss, Sylvia Meisler Marcus, Max Markel, Leona Markowitz, Samuel Marks, Dorothy Myers, Michael Monis, Elaine Orland, Seymour Packman, Jean Pardo, Milton Pat, Minnie K. Perlman, Bronislava Pinkney, Albert Rankel, Winnie Ingram Richter, Jane Rosenau, Nettie Rosenthal, David Eric Rosenthal, Sheila Samet, Renee Schirach, Dorothy Schley, Ann Schultz, William Schultz, Celia Gottwart Schwartz, Leo Benjamin Schwartz, Barnett Seide, Edna Siegel, Ida Shear, Peggy Seidman, Rose Wank Simons, Mary Sosnowitz, Boris Suckman, Henrietta Hetty Witzer, and Stanley Zeskind. And the Kahn family in particular remembers the following people whose little T Torahs helped shape each of you today. Elsie Kahn, Howard Kahn, Aaron Gutfriend, Marie Gelbstein Gutfriend, Rella Gutfriend, and Mucky Gutfriend. We rise as a congregational family and community for the words of mourners Kaddish, which we offer together. Please rise. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma divrach reutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael Ba'gala uvizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh V'yit hadar v'yit ale v'yit halal shmeid kudusha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen.
I'm going to invite you one more. I'm in different mic land now, so I'm going to stay where I am. Vika, I'm going to have you come stand right in the center of the bima. Come up this way. And then turn around. Awesome. Everyone in the front row, I want you to surround Vika. Come stand, surround Vika. The last prayer we're going to offer today. Yeah, get up and get near her. Act like you like her. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you can give her a hug. Okay. It takes a village for each of us to become who we are. You are all part of that village, but if I bring you all up onto the bima, then there's no one left to see who's on the bima. So I chose the front row. So with the front row facing all of you together to honor this moment in time, we offer the words of Shehechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Shehechianu v'kimanu v'hekianu lazman hazeh
Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov to everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Shabbat and celebration and day. That concludes our service.
I want to say thank you to my cousin David. I didn't forget you.